Hey everyone, my name is Dakota Taibout, and today I'm going to be telling you a story that happened to me a couple years ago. It's going to be about when I was at a school I went to. So what happened was I was at school hanging out with friends at lunch, and we were all talking, and my friend, we'll call him Caleb, and he told me that his mom told him to dump out the vodka she had, the rest of it, the night before. And he said that he put it in a monster can that he had. It was like one of those big twist top monster cans. And he said he mixed it with some pink lemonade and the last little bit of the monster that was in there. It's like this much vodka. And what happened is he's like, yeah, so I mixed all the stuff together and put it in the fridge. So it's just sitting in my fridge right now in a monster can. So my mom thinks I dumped it out in the sink, but I have this in my bag in my fridge at my house. And I was like, you should bring that to me tomorrow. So what happened is the next day he brought it to me like I asked him to. Well, like I told him he should do. Anyways. And then after that, what happened was I was talking to one of my other friends. We'll call him Jonathan. And I was like, hey, you got any pot brownies? And he was like, yeah, I got some. So he gave me one. So I was like, sweet. So I had this alcohol and I had this brownie. And so I was like, woohoo, party time for me. And after that, the next couple days, I saved it, and then it was a Friday. And so I was going to stay at this other friend's house that night. So I knew it wouldn't be a big deal if I did that stuff. So what happened is I ended up bringing that stuff with me to school because it was a monster and a brownie. The school wouldn't really say anything about it. So at lunch, I pulled out the monster and the brownie. And what happened is I ended up eating the entire brownie after eating my lunch and drinking all of the monster. And then after lunch, I had my science class with my now best friend. We'll call him Christopher. And anyways, so Christopher and I, we were sitting at lunch and we were talking, and I was like, yeah, and just sitting there casually eating the brownie and drinking the monster. So I was like, and about 30 minutes later, I started to feel the effects of the brownie. And I was like, whoa, this is really good stuff. And then I was like, okay, time to go to science class. So I was just sitting there in my science class all zoned out like this. Like, I don't want to be here. I hate science. So then, when science class was over, is when it really started to affect me. And I don't really remember much of this part of the day, but what happened was what I do remember is I went to my algebra class, and then I was sitting there in algebra, I was doing my work, because I'm really good at math for some reason. I've done all the way up to college math, helping people with their math, so I'm really good at math for some reason, but science is just like beyond me. I don't really know much science. I suck at science. But then after that, what happened is I was hanging out with my friends on break, and then we went to our final class. And then I don't remember any of that class. But then the next thing I remember, I'm walking to my friend's house with him, my friend Christopher, and we were like, hey, what is your mom going to say if she knows that I did this stuff while I was supposed to be doing my work at school instead? And he was like, oh, don't worry about it, she won't really care. So I just ended up going back to his house. We hung out. I passed the fuck out at his house. And that's pretty much it, guys. And this is a disclaimer right here. For those of you who are still underage for marijuana and alcohol, do not do what I did. Learn from my story. Do not do it. Trust me, do not do it. Okay guys, I'm gonna go now, so don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you want to hear more stories like this. I'll see you guys later. Bye.